Vito. Vito. I've rewritten this scene 7 times and nothing seems to be working. In the name of Mother Russia, stop the torturing. Does that seem any funnier? Maybe I'm putting too much of a burden on myself doing a one-woman show. Maybe if I got someone like Laurence Olivier to play her father, oh, he'd have to get a gross deal. But if it would make the show into a hit, what do you think?
Yeah, good idea. Get Olivier.
Oh, what am I going to do? I've reached my quota of failures. I can't handle anymore. All written out. Can't you just help me fix it a little bit? Can't you just help me utch it a bit?
Look, I'm the wrong guy for this, all right? I keep telling you, I don't know anything about playwriting. I mean, I couldn't begin to keep what you've written from sounding like something written by a high school dropout. Now what?
I was.
Look, I didn't know that, I swear. Look, I was just using a figure of speech, all right? Your play isn't totally bad, you know? There are a lot of good things you should be proud of.
What?
I'm sorry, you have no talent for playwriting, all right? But I can't help you, so don't ask me anymore.
Maybe I should just read to you the Sophisticated magazine, where she calls him Boobale.
No, no, no!
Boobale! Boobale!
All right. I'll help you with your play, just until the storm dies down. But you have to promise me, no more singing and no more dancing. Most of all, no more drafts. Now let me see that stupid thing you wrote. Any idea I come up with will be better than what you have now.
Which version?
Any version. The 4th one from the bottom, how's that?
This one. This is my favorite. It's the most me.
Let me ask you a question, though. Why did you choose this particular topic to write a comedy about?
Oh, well, I think all comedies should be rooted in reality. These are actual passages from Sasha's diary. I mean, the only thing I wanted to bring to this was a sense of humor, you know, like Voltaire. Don't you like Voltaire?
Of course I like Voltaire. I love Voltaire.
Well?
Well, what? Let me explain something to you. Voltaire's humor was funny. I mean, in other words, he wrote things that actually made people laugh.
You don't think what I wrote will make people laugh?
What the hell are they going to laugh at? I mean, who's that behind the harpsichord? What is so funny about a woman who's, hallucinating while being tortured in a tower and then crucified upside down at the age of 79? What's funny about that?
What's funny about that?
Yeah, what's funny about that?
What's funny about that is that there is nothing funny about that. That's what's funny about that. Look, this woman changed the face of Russian morality with her brilliant comedies. But as she was dying in duress, she laughed. And someone asked her, "What's so funny, Sasha?" And she said, "It's a good joke. All I'm trying to say with my play is, look at the sunny side. It may be all you have. It's very zen." Now do you get it?
Now I get it less.
Look, I think it's funny. How am I going to make other people laugh at what I wrote?
Okay, just wait a minute, okay? Let me think. All right, here's an idea.
You have an idea? Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You don't have to do that. All right. Now, what you've written here is a period piece which is potentially ironic and sophisticated, but it cries for humor.
That's right.
Now, you mentioned in your play that Rasputin locks her in the tower, but you don't do anything with him. Now, we have this image of Rasputin as very morose and diabolical. Now, what if you had him in the play too, but every time he appeared, he did something comedically awkward. Like, he trips over his cape, or he bumps his head in the doorway. Or, make him a practical joker. Yeah, because right here, when he's first presented to Sasha, how about he unbuttons his fly and pulls out a rubber chicken? Now, that was off the top of my head, but what do you think about that to spruce up your play?
I don't think they had rubber chickens back in those days.
I think you're right. Make it a real chicken.
A real chicken?
Yeah, a real chicken is funnier. Don't you get it? And every time he does it, her father falls on the floor laughing. Now, wouldn't it be a riot if the Tsar in your play is controlled by Rasputin, not because Rasputin's evil, but because he finds Rasputin to be so funny?
But her father was not the Tsar. Her father was a distant relative of the Tsar.
Well, I thought he was the Tsar.
Well, he wasn't.
What the hell's the difference?
Look, there's a big difference. I'm trying to write a play based on actual historical facts.
Well, who's gonna know?
I will. Look, I want the average man to find humor in this, but I also don't want to insult the intelligentsia. The last thing I need is for a bunch of historians to knock my play.
I don't think they're gonna care either way. Look, if you don't want to use my ideas, don't use them. But I'll tell you this much. I may not know anything about playwriting, but when you go to the theater and you see a comedy, whether you're the man on the street or a lot of historians, you want to laugh.
Is that what they taught you at Cornell?
In a way, yes.
And where'd you learn about rubber chickens? Harvard?
Now that was funny, what you just said. Why don't you use that in your play? Hey, why don't you just throw away your whole play and use just that?
Oh, how about a punch in the eye?
How about a kick in the face?
Oh, and leave it to you to come up with a classy retort.
Oh, forgive me. I should be careful about what I say to someone who's so familiar with the ways of royalty. Da-dee, da-dee, boobala, boobay. Who's that behind the harpsichord? Is that the Tsar, the Tsarina? Or is it my short father? Get the irony? Look, Father, I've inherited a wit. In fact, now we're both half-wits.
Oh, no. Oh, Daddy, Daddy, come quick. Rasputin has bumped his head against a door frame, and his fly comes undone, and out comes a live chicken. And then he starts tap dancing on the top of a mayonnaise jar. Oy vey, says the chicken.
Your play isn't funny. I was trying to make it funny.
You were trying to make it vulgar.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. I tell you I'm not a playwright. I tell you I want to get out of here. You cry for my help, you kiss my hand. I start giving you an idea, and then you start attacking me. Just when I thought you couldn't get any crazier, you get crazier.
Well, I didn't ask you for a bad idea.
Are you dense or something? Or just hard of hearing? Watch my lips. I am not a playwright. I don't know anything about playwriting.
Who cares? Even people who know how to write plays that stink. All that matters is we don't give up. I will never give up on this. Look, if you put two monkeys in a room for long enough, at some point they will come up with something worthwhile.
Yeah, well, you're shy, one monkey.
You stink. Did you know that? You have a totally cynical attitude. When I met you this morning, I was totally confident about my play. I could feel my strength. I could see my talent and my humor. You plucked the wings off a butterfly. You smashed a rose in your hand. You peed on my electricity. I was hot, and you made me lose it.
I made you lose it.
Yes.
I squashed your rose.
Yes.
I peed on your electricity?
Yes.
I'm sitting here with a back I can hardly move, a splitting headache, and a stomach that needs medical attention from eating rancid health food. You peed all over me.
You can scream all you want, but you're not giving up. You are not quitting this writing team.
Dealing with you is the torture. How in the world do you think that we're a writing team?
Because the Chinese say, if you criticize something, it's your responsibility to fix it.
The Chinese never said that.
Well, they should have. Now, I want another idea for my play, and I want it right now. I'm waiting. Come on.
All right. You want an idea for your play? You want a good idea for your play? Take this down. I got 3 good ideas for your play. This one, this one, and this one! And then throw them in the garbage. All the versions. The daddy version, the father version, the boobala version. Throw them in the garbage and start all over and write about your own life.
Throw it in the garbage? I've spent 3 years of my life on this play. I wouldn't write with you if my life depended on it.
Please, if there is a God in heaven, let there be a little...
All right, I'll give you one more chance.
Busy, damn it.
And what do you mean write about my own life? How can I give up on Sasha's life to write about my life? What's so special about my life?
How do I know? Just leave me alone, all right?
Well, you can't say something provocative like write about your own life and then drop me without telling me which episode.
Busy. How could everybody be busy?
I was named after Theta Vera. I was born in the Bronx. April 9th, 19...
Look, it is 4 in the morning here. My back is spasming. I really don't want to hear about the story of your whole life.
You tore apart my life. Now I'm not giving up on a wonderful woman's life until I figure out what's wonderful about mine. My mother once told me I was such a cute little baby that when she put me in the carriage, everyone would put their face in and say, "Oh, what a cutie!" That's only interesting to me. When I was 4 years old, the boy from the apartment next door wanted to play doctor. He tried to put a marble up my hiney. I refused. Was I noble? Do you see a play there? I don't see a play there.
Maybe the movie of the week. Can you play the part of a 4-year-old?
No.
Why are you telling me experiences from your childhood?
Because I don't have any positive experiences from my adult life, and you're going to be the first one.
Hello, Billy? Billy, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I need you to go wake up your father. Tell him to get his coat. No, Billy. This isn't Santa Claus. Billy! Billy!
I can't write about my career because I haven't had one yet. Do you know how many shows I've been in that have not even opened? Ramon! Ramon! Please! Don't! Ramon! That one was called Ramon.
I know just how Ramon felt.
And my career was a hit compared to my personal life. I was in love with a man for 7 years who thought he was a dog. I can't write about that. People will think I'm crazy. A woman in love with a man who thinks he's a dog. Where are you going?
To the bathroom. Can I go to the bathroom?
Sure. I was 19. He was 50. He was Armenian, an opera composer, a schizophrenic, in and out of institutions. One day he came home and he got on all fours and he started to bark and beg. I called up his doctor. I said, "Doc, should I challenge the truth with Aram that he's not a dog, or should I accept him?" Doc said, "Either way, it doesn't really matter. Do what you feel comfortable with." So I walked him. That was just the first man. Second love.
What's wrong with that story? That is a funny story. Why don't you write about that?
I did. I put it in my opium scene. Let me read it to you.
No. Listen to me. That story you just told me, which is about who you really are and how you act like a jerk, that is gold. And when you take that story and you turn it into this, you're performing a process called reverse alchemy. You're taking gold and you're turning it into caca.
I can't write about my experiences with Aaron. I mean, Act 1, Scene 1. How do I start? Act 1, Scene 1. Where do I start?
Look, I'm going to tell you something, and you better take it in. When I first got out of college, I dreamed about being creative too. I had ideas for movies and novels I would have given my right arm to write. But I didn't have it in me either. So I got a job like everybody else. I worked my way up to an executive position. It was good enough and until you come along, getting me feeling all these feelings I thought I buried 10 years ago. I have no talent. You understand? I peaked with the oy vey. That's the best I can do. I've got to get out of here. I'll find somebody to help me.
I knew it. I knew he wanted to be a writer.
Hello, is anyone down there?
I knew I chose you for a reason.
Does anybody have a car? Does anybody want to make $50?
I knew he was my miracle.
What the hell is this building? A goddamn kennel?
Vito. Vito. Vito, you haven't peaked. You've just begun. I know we both have talent, and if we don't, we'll get some. If you agree to write with me, I will give up my Sasha play. We can aim lower.
Nothing can be lower than your Sasha play.
How dare you? How dare you say that to me? No. Get out! I don't want you anymore. You're too afraid to take chances.
I take more chances in life than you'll ever take.
Take chances? Then why did you give up on yourself as a writer? Why are you too afraid to love somebody? And why don't you want to have any kids?
I love a lot of people and I have a kid.
You have a kid? How old?
None of your business. I can't believe I got you to tell you about my son. I never tell anybody about my son. But you, I have to tell. Well, you're a goddamn psychic wacko UFO. well, that's the last personal thing you're going to get me to reveal about myself.
How old is your son?
How do you know I have a son?
You just told me, and what could be so terrible about him that you don't want to talk about him with me?
If you ask me one more personal question, I swear to God, whoa, I give up. Ooh, I'm convinced my back is never going to get any better. And I'm just going to die here right on this bed.
If we don't stop screaming, you're never going to get better. Look, let's pretend we're grown-ups and stop screaming. I know you don't trust me, but I can help you.
Well, if you hurt me, I swear to God, I will bop you one.
Okay, that's fair. I use a combination of Tai Chi, Shiatsu, and my own special savvy.
Oh, what the hell was that?
A simple adjustment. Hold still, don't get up. Let me rub it for you. Oh my, you have a big ball of tension in your back. You are clearly suppressing feelings about your son, and it's doing your back no good.
His name is Alfred. His mother was a waitress. We were going to get married, but I had to go to college, and she ended up marrying somebody else, and I took her to court for visiting rights, and when he was 16, he said he was angry at me with everything, and he never wanted to see me again. Then they all moved to San Francisco, and I haven't seen or heard from him in 2 years. Thank you, for the massage.
How does your back feel?
A little better. But my neck still hurts, and I'm trouble moving my right arm a little bit.
Oh, well, let me give you a Swedish neck twist.
Oh, no. Thank you so much. I'll be fine. Goddamn blizzard. Never thought I'd hate to see snow on Christmas Eve.
Maybe you should call your son and wish him a Merry Christmas.
Huh. He wouldn't want to talk to me. He said he hated me.
He was just angry. Everybody needs their father.
Huh. You think so? Maybe I will give him a call. You know, he's away at college. A freshman at the University of Oregon. I heard he made the football team, the varsity. No, buddy. It's too late to call him now. I mean, it's Christmas Eve. He's probably busy. Yeah, it's the wrong time to call him.
If I hadn't heard from my father in 2 years and he called to tell me Merry Christmas, I would love that.
Hey, look, don't tell me what to do. If I want to call him, I'll call him when I get home.
Poor Vito, so sad.
This isn't sad. This is miserable. Worst Christmas Eve of my life.
Well, maybe if you called your son, it would be the best.
Look, I really love to call him, but it's a big thing, you know? Can't you understand? I have to think about it a lot before I do it.
Why don't you do it and then think about it a lot?
Why don't you leave me alone and practice your boobala dance?
You expect so much. After you got out of school, you expected to be a writer without going through the pain of creating. You expect your son to know you love him without telling him so. You expect more than I do.
I'm not going to just pick up the phone and just call him like that, all right? I'm not going to call him, you understand? Turn off that depressing music. Kill the la-las. Hello, operator? Yeah, I want you to charge this call to 212-825-2235. Thank you. Are you sure he's going to want to talk to me?
He will, I promise.
Hello, is Alfred Pignoli there? Yeah, yes, great. Yeah, go wake him up. Thank you. I call him to the phone. I don't know what I'm going to say to him. What the hell am I going to say to him?
Tell him you're sorry. Tell him you've been a bad father, that you love him and you need him to love you too. And Merry Christmas.
Bad father. Merry Christmas, love. Hey, what do you say, Alfred? Yeah, this is your father, Vito. Yeah, the reason I called is I haven't spoken to you in 2 years, and I thought I'd say hello. So, how's everything going? How's college, and how's football? Great, great. Huh, well, Merry Christmas to you, yeah. You take it easy now.
Wait a minute. Tell him.
All right. Alfred? Yeah, the real reason I called is I just picked up the phone on Christmas Eve without thinking to tell you I miss you, Al, and I think I've been a bad father, and I'm really sorry. And all kinds of Christmas stuff like that. Well, that's nice to hear you say that. Well, I would have called you sooner, but I didn't think you'd react this way. Hey, what do you say I fly out there this weekend and we spend your Christmas vacation together? We could go skiing or something. Oh, great, yeah. I'll call you back tomorrow and we can work out all the dates. And one more thing. I love you, son. Her? No. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you about it later. Okay. Call you back tomorrow. Merry Christmas.
That was beautiful.
Well, I want to thank you for, suggesting I do it. You said you really missed me all this time. So I really feel good about calling. But I still got a splitting headache and my stomach feels like I just drank a half a bottle of brandy.
You did. I have something for hangovers. It's garlic and olive oil. You know, unhealthy eating is half the cause of lower back problems. Here, try this. What do you think?
Tastes better if it had some clams and linguine in it. But it so does seem to settle my stomach. You have a very interesting technique. Giving people problems and then curing them of them. phone just went dead. I can't believe it. Whoa, it's getting worse out there. You can't even see the street. What a night.
The man walks in on all fours, and the woman says, "Honey, you're home." And the man says,
Woof, woof.
"Woof, woof."
The woman says, Aram, you gotta relate to me more. It's not enough you're just licking my face. I need more. You know, that olive oil made me hungry. Do you have anything else to eat besides that brown spaghetti and blue meatballs?
Yes, I made something last night.
The woman says, I need more panting when you pass a fire hydrant. What I need is... What the hell's that?
Oh, this is apples sauteed in Japanese seaweed. It's called poo-poo.
Poo-poo? Sure it's not poo-poo? Do you have anything else to eat besides this? Do you have any regular food?
This is regular food.
Oh, no, this is livestock food. I'm going to have some caviar. Yep. Oh, would you care to join me?
Oh no, I couldn't. It's not just for health reasons, but for moral reasons as well. Did you know that caviar is actually made from fish's eggs? That would be all wrong for my diet and totally toxic. Okay, just a little bit. This is really good.
That's straight from my condition. Caviar must be the antidote to breast envy.
The woman says, "Talk to me, Aram. Dogs can talk if they want to."
Not bad.
Say, wasn't this supposed to be for the fashion model?
We'll send her the oopoo.
Hey, remember when we were just starting out and we were writing about Russian royalty and rubber chickens?
Those were the days. Let me ask you a question. Why don't you have a date for Christmas Eve?
I do.
I mean, besides the hostage.
When you're used to having nothing at all, it's easy to ask for everything because you have nothing to lose. I know this may sound silly, but sometimes I come off as desperate, you know, like needy. It frightens some people away.
Do you really mean all those outrageous things you say?
Half.
Why do you say them?
To keep my sanity.
Who's she?
This is my daughter, Lorinda. Isn't she beautiful?
Yeah. Who's he?
My husband. When Lorinda died, he blamed himself and his drinking got worse and worse. He died too. I lost them both, Aram and Lorinda.
Theta, I'm going to tell you something, and this is very difficult for me to say, because I never told this to any other woman before. Theta, you remind me of my father.
Your father?
Yeah, you're crazy, and you're brave, and you're sensitive underneath. You're a survivor like he was. He must have fixed the phones. That might be my limo. You mind if I get it? Hello? It is? Oh, great. I'll be right down. My limo's waiting on the corner. what a Christmas morning. My back's feeling a little better now. Well, I guess we'll be going now. I mean, I have to be going, you know. I've got a lot of important things to do. Look, I'm not walking out on you. Don't think that. You and I definitely have to see a lot of each other. We have to be friends or have some kind of an affair. Unless you still think I'm going to give it all to you now. Well then, look, I have to be honest with you because I can't promise you that. Because I never give it all to one woman before in my entire life. We would have to take it one step at a time. You can understand that, right? Sure. No, you don't understand that at all, do you? Well, that's your problem. Because only a crazy woman expects a guy to give it all to her after just knowing him in a minute and a half. And don't think that anything special happened last night between us to make it any less crazy. I mean, you got me to call my son. You got me to stop hating myself. You got me to feel I might have talent. And the sex was very good. That's not deep. And if you think I'm going to give it all to you just because of that, then I'm sorry. All off. South Ferry. I am leaving. Hey, stop honking. I'll be right down. It take 12 hours to get here, and then they honk. Look, giving it all to one woman is impossible under the best conditions. And you and I are not necessarily the best conditions. I'm not used to all these intense feelings, up and down and all around. I couldn't even make a commitment to write your play with you. I mean, that thing we wrote, it was cute, it was funny. But what was it? I mean, 4 lines? Woof woof. It's nothing. If you think I'm going to completely change my life because of that play, then you're crazy. Because the way I see it, I'm perfectly content with my life just the way it is right now. I've got a nice apartment, a sports car, a big expense account, a lot of uncomplicated women, and a great job. A wonderful job. You think I'm bored with my job? Don't you? You think I'm bored? Come on, tell the truth. Well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about! You don't know me or the satisfaction I get in my job at Dillon Claus and Simpson. I am a vice president of one of the biggest goddamn companies in New York. And I've been there for 15 years. And you know what they're going to make me very shortly? Something you can never hope to be. A senior vice president. Do you know how much money I made from my profit sharing fund? I bet you don't even know what profit sharing is. Of course not. Well, every year at Dillon, Claus, and Simpson, they have never, for 15 years, they have never given me less than 11% of my annual salary into their profit sharing fund. And the interest on the investment has never been less than 7%. So if I do the math, let me see that. Okay. 15 years at 11% times, what, to carry the 2, and plus pension and welfare, you got to include that too. And if I stay there as a senior vice president for the next 6 years, the goddamn place, do you know how much money I'll be making from my profit sharing fund? Do you know how much money I will have? I'm getting the hell out of here. Ah! Now my goddamn foot hurts. All right. Listen to me and listen good. I'm quitting my job on Monday. We'll use my money from the profit sharing fund to live on while we write the Woof Woof play. I want to get married right away and have the biggest wedding in town. I can see myself in a white tuxedo, and you can wear whatever you want. Here, look. Here's the pink chiffon nightgown. If you don't want it, you can trade it in or get yourself some new socks and underwear. And one more thing. Don't ever leave me, because I'm madly in love with you.
You are?
I think I'll invite to our wedding every guru and psychiatrist you've ever had. Come on, get dressed. I want to do some celebrating. I want to take you out to the nicest restaurant and get you a nice big breakfast for the first time in your life. Come on,
Oh, Vito.
get dressed.
Oh,
What is it? What's the matter?
nothing. Nothing. I'm not prepared.
Huh.
I wasn't expecting. Quitting your job? Getting married? Look, I just met you. I know I asked you to love me and to write with me, but I never thought I'd get it. No, this can't work. You can have love, maybe, but you can't have love and success. Or you could have love and success, but then the sex has to go bad. Or you could enjoy it, but then you can't tell anyone about it or they'll take it away from you. No, this can't work. I don't want to get my hopes up. Something terrible will happen. Something that's never happened to me before. I can feel it in this room. Life. I could have life. I could have babies and houses and triumphs and sadness. I could have it all. I have my miracles. What a joke. I mean, a good one. But after all these years of having nothing, all I had to do was ask. Now I'm probably going to drop dead in a few minutes. But it was worth it.